Hey, what's up, guys? So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually use the Thinkorswim platform so that you can use a feature called On Demand, and you can actually go back in time and retrade previous setups that happened, I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago, like up to a couple of years ago. So we're going to dive in really fast. I'm going to show you how it's done. So on the Thinkorswim platform, uh, up in the top right hand corner, second, in the top right hand corner, there's a feature called On Demand. So all you're going to do is click On Demand. It's going to pop up this thing saying that it's simulated, yada, 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 whatever. So all you need to know is what ticker or symbol the stock was. So I'm going to use one that my student gave me. So NKGN, right? And it was on May 20th. So we'll go to May 20th and we'll let's go to 840. Go. All right, so I need to clear drawing sets. So you can see this thing, already popped up. Um, already popped up, had a sell off. It's all the way down here under $1.50. It popped up over $2. So I already had to move. It's kind of cheating because I saw that it was marked up, so I know that there's going to be a play. But how you do it is you can hit fast forward over here. I'll start going fast forward. If you're super impatient like I am, you can literally type in 9 arrows, go 925. Go. All right. So this is how I used to do it when I very, very first started, right? So if I use my mouse wheel, that's how it pops up for me. But you hit your mouse wheel and it'll pop up this. And there's a bunch of different things you can use. Well, I go down to the arrow and on this trade for instance, right? I know that the only way that I would trade this at all is up in this golden zone, right? It has to at least be around $1.90. Since I see that it's at, it just popped just above $2, like really, I would like to see another pop and fail of $2. Um, Here actually, yeah, it's already paused, so that's good. So a few things, right? So this thing only gapped up from $1.20. It got up to $2. That's great, but it pretty much gave back almost its entire gap. Honestly, for for me, I really like I don't think I'd even be watching this. I really wouldn't. I know that I marked it up for my student, but for me, really, I would need to see like yeah, it has to get up over here. Like I don't know if you short down here. This is the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, which means that a lot of the volume over here was done up around here, and it starts dropping down. A lot of bullshit rooms use the VWAP. I don't have any use for the VWAP. I just like to see it to kind of gauge where the volume is trapped at, I guess. Um, but what I would be looking for is up in here. So if you know that, like I said, you come over here, click on the arrows, and you play or you fast forward. All right. So I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm gonna pause the video and I'll be back when it is popping. All right, so this thing is already at uh 10:03. I still have it on fast forward. So up here I got it on fast forward. It almost touched. I do remember him sending me this. It almost touched down here. So like for me, the only valid move would be a pop and fell of 205, like, or at least $2, because I wouldn't even be touching the golden zone because realistically there shouldn't be a trade at all. So this thing had literally zero volume at all, and then out of nowhere it pops up over 500,000. So that's good, but super super slow. But like basically, this isn't a prime example, but like you can go back and you can test out the strategies and make sure that I don't know, you trade correctly. So for me, like, first off, if you're an absolute beginner, this is a dead trade to you because it already basically hit the final target. The final target's literally like 5 cents away. So you should know to not be trading this. Let's see. This thing freeze on me. It absolutely froze. All right. So it's curling. So I would imagine. So if you look at this, it just popped over a VWAP. It's curling on the VWAP. I would almost guarantee that there's some guru out there telling, "Oh my gosh, this thing's going to go to the moon," and people are buying into this thing. The volume's starting to go up. No, I would expect a pop relatively soon. But like you remember how I said to you guys in the last video, you want to look at ceilings and floors, right? So the problem is like the second that this ceiling gets broken out right here, I would imagine that this thing's gonna just skyrocket. That's my guess. But and another thing that you can kind of look at is there's a low, a slightly higher low. You want to see a higher low, or if this thing wicks down and then gets bought up really quick, you can see that it'll be like a fake breakdown, and you'll have a lot of early beginner shorts will be chasing, getting FOMO, not wanting to miss out on making a little bit of money. But see what happens. This is super, super boring. I really picked uh, a really bad stock to. All right, so it did break through, heading to the golden zone. Sorry, there's firefighters outside collecting money for Crusade for Children. So I'd imagine he's going to be having a little bit of sirens kind of screwing up the recording. But luckily, this is not going on YouTube, and you guys, will find value in this, even if you hear the sirens in the background. So it's popping up, volume's getting higher. You see how it's wicking down? Volume keeps on going higher, like either shorts or somebody's selling into this pressure. See if the volume gets going higher, shoots through, or if it's stuffs down. Like I said, either way, I wouldn't be trading this because the only way I would trade this is if it popped and failed 205 because I want to see a fake breakout of that level. For me, this, I mean, taking the invalid trade because it already hit the target, you know, that's not a good way to be trading. You want to have extreme. I don't know. You want to be very disciplined so that you trade correctly. And yeah, you might miss a trade here or there, but like it's gonna save you in the long run. You start breaking your rules, it's gonna get very easy for you to start losing money because at least with my personality, the second I start breaking the rules, it's like a domino effect and everything just kind of goes to shit, honestly. And so for me, this would not be a trade, but it's a very good you get to see, how the prices move and all that stuff. So let's fast forward this because I really don't care. All right, so popped in the golden zone. I'm gonna fast forward to 11, see if it popped over two, just for the hell of it, and then be done. Okay, so it did. All right, so this is actually a very good. So what is that? 11 or 1050. So is that really 1050? Shit. So you can kind of see what happens. All right. So let's see. Just for educational purposes, this has a high and then the volume just dropped off. So which is the sign of a reversal because if this starts going higher, like we know it's about to, right? It had a this. This goes higher while this goes lower. That's a sign of trapping. So should be happening in a second now. All right, so I'm gonna cut out all the rest of that stuff. So if it jumped here a little bit, you're welcome. But I want you guys to watch this because I feel like this will be a very good learning experience for the beginners. So if this was a valid trade, what I would be looking for is this thing to pop. The second that I see this thing slam under 205, right there, I'm in. Boom. I'm in, risking the high of this. So I'm in at 205. I'm risking 214. This thing just shot up over a million volume. And that's how, like, if this was a valid trade, that's exactly how I'd see that. If you guys got to watch that, you saw it jumping up over here and then it's just selling down. It's having a hard time. The volume just explodes, right? That's great. I want to see that. I want to see that jumping like that. And what it's showing is that there's an order getting filled up there. There's a bunch of buying pressure that it's like hitting a ceiling. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's some poor people that are out there getting told to buy into this crap, and every time it gets knocked down, it's because a big chunk of orders are getting filled, and it's just weighing it down. And then the second it breaks, now the smart people or the smarter people are selling their positions and it's going to just start dropping down. And the second that, you know, it's kind of like fuel on the fire. Like once it breaks a certain level, people are going to start panicking. This is actually how I blew my first ever account. So I got into one of those BS rooms that said buy the VWAP or you're supposed to buy the breakout, and I did. I like the exact where I'm telling you guys to short sell. Um, that's that's exactly why that's why I'm telling you guys this. So why I'm teaching you guys because I was told to buy right at the breakout. And back in the day, there was this broker that was called Sure Trader, and they had this awesome uh rule that if the stock went over $3, your margin, which is basically like I would imagine everybody understands margin. Like if you have $1, you can use it's like it's the equivalent of $6. And so for me, I used all of my buying power to load the boat as it broke over $3. And I about died because I think it shot up to like $3.10. And I was up over like 100 and something dollars. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is legit. Like, I just figured out how to get rich. And then, like, literally 2 seconds later, it plummeted and it shot down and it went down so fast. I was just like, I remember sitting there, like, oh my God. And also I saw bloop. I was like, I didn't get out of my position. No, I didn't get out of my position. My broker kicked me out because I had literally just went bankrupt in my trading account. And that was my first ever trading experience. And so it made me start diving into learning this. And wow, there must be a lot more to this game. And there is. You actually make money when a stock goes down, which is short selling, which is a huge, huge, huge part of trading small caps, which is what I specialize in and what most of these gurus out there don't tell people. And for like the longest time, I tried to think that these guys are good people and that, maybe I just misunderstood. No, they're full of shit. Like they're just selling you on a bunch of crap. And that's why, you know, I'm trying to teach people to not do all the same mistakes I did in the past. So hopefully you guys got some value from this. If it does jump around a little bit, it's because I trimmed out some of the footage because it was super boring watching this thing. But it's a really good thing to do on the weekends if you have a little bit of time. You can go back if you need to know what stocks to look up, just message me or ask in general questions. Like that'd be a really good way to start communications in the room, and that way we can start having more people engaging. And so this is a really good way to go back. You can use the arrows, you can cover actually 1 second, I'll show you real fast. So this thing's about to hit um next target or the first target, which would be the blue line. So how I would do that is I'm already in, right? So the second this thing hits down here, boom, I have my arrow, I click it. If you right click on it, you edit properties, green, because you're selling and then you're buying low. And so yeah, that like hopefully you guys found value in this. If you guys did, let me know. Um, Honestly, it's really difficult for me to like take my mind back to being a brand new beginner. So I'm gonna do my absolute best to put as much information out there. If you guys need any help at all, and there's something I forgot or something that I'm overlooking because I have years of experience, and you guys are looking at this completely confused, let me know. I plan on doing a webinar where we all get on and I can answer all the questions. I really feel like that'll be very valuable for people. So I'll schedule that out with you guys, but I also want to have some context so you guys can study your own time. So hopefully you guys found value in this, and I'll see you in the next one.